realized that I put too much of my identity in what I created, in my art, and even in the community I surrounded myself with. I was trying to create my own family, somewhere I could feel safe, somewhere I can feel seen, somewhere I could be myself, because I didn't feel like I could do that in my own family. And that's actually the first time I ever said that to myself. I didn't even know that like until I just said it. That's crazy. But yeah. So hi, welcome to Muse Unfiltered. I am Muse. I'm an art director. I'm a makeup artist, fashion designer. And I use art to help people find and express themselves while sharing my journey along the way. And today I just wanted to get into what brought me here, what helped me to find a sense of identity outside of what I do. When you're the person that everybody is like expecting to be on at all times, it puts a heavy burden on you. And I feel like that was always the story for me. I was always the one that was like, "Oh, she's gonna be all right. Oh, she got it." Like no matter what I go through, people are just from family to business partners or people I do business with. I'm telling you, I was always the one where it's like, "Oh, she gonna bounce back. She gonna be all right." Nobody really checked on me like that. No, and no, even when I said I wasn't doing well, people didn't even take it serious. It was more of like, "Oh, she gonna be okay," and I wasn't okay, and that's what hurts, because I would be the person that everybody turned to when they wanted to create something or they wanted someone to see them and they wanted to be able to have a safe space to express themselves and to be. And I pride myself on being that safe space. However, I didn't have that safe space. I didn't have that in the community that I sold into, and that hurt. But it revealed to me some things. If I was struggling and my house was, not in order and bills, it was like the studio or my home, it was like, oh, the studio. We're saving the studio because that gave me a sense of identity and belonging and everything that I thought that family and home should represent. I felt like my business was giving that to me. And I had realized that was toxic. I had to heal and grow. The creative world was like a wonderland where I could be any and everything I wanted to be. And whoever I could create the world that I wanted. I could create the family I wanted. I could create the friends I wanted. I can create the life I wanted. And I did that for a long time until I started to find less and less fulfillment in it. And then I started to dig deep into myself and I realized, you know what? I'm doing this for the wrong reasons. I started off purely wanting to express myself and just like whatever. And then it started to get into like, I want people to see me. I want people to love me. I want people to give me all the things that my family and what I felt like I wasn't getting at home or that I did not get at home as, growing up. Because, we dealing with generational things. We're dealing with childhood wounds as a grown up, it's a thing. And I started to realize that I created the world that I wanted, that I thought I wanted, but it was all built out of lack. It was all built from things that I was running from. So God had to like let that crash on down, and I had to lose everything that I thought was who I was, that I thought was going to bring me fulfillment. And when I lost it, I started to realize I was chasing the wrong thing. I thought my community was going to love me like I was loving it. I thought my community was going to save me like I was saving it. I thought my community was going to pour back into me like I was pouring into it, and I never received that back in the same portion. And I found myself feeling depleted, feeling taken advantage of, feeling used, even just like when I say every aspect of my life, I mean from friendships to family to even to my business. Like I'm saying, like everything was taken from me and wasn't depositing back into me. And I was left with nothing. And when I was left with nothing, that showed me everything I needed to see. That let me know that I have been pouring into the wrong things. Even though business is like, it's important, you need to make money, so you can live. But it started to become like, wait, because there was a time that I was making like $20,000 a month. I found myself like overdoing it. For what reason? And I realized it was for validation, for community, for friends, for love. And it was just never going to happen. Like, because even when I closed my studio down after God told me to let it go, who was there? Only a few people. Thinking about everybody that I poured into and all the impact that I made and all the things that people have said about me that, oh, you did this, you did that. Nobody really showed up, especially like the people that I expected. And I felt some people enjoyed seeing me that way. You know what I mean? And God revealed that to me as well. However, I've grown since then and I have learned to not put my identity in business. And we do that all the time. We do it all the time. Like, I can't tell you how many times I see it when people are just like, there's a sense of pride that you get when you create something from nothing and you make money off of it. It's wonderful. But then you have to realize there are ebbs and flows. Like, you can't build your identity on something that is going to fluctuate, on something that is like not you. My creations are extensions of me. They are never going to be me. And I had to have that stripped away to completely understand who I was, that I was none of that. I was never going to be that. And it's a fraction of who I am. When I tell you when I lost my studio, I felt like somebody died. I felt like I died in a sense. Like, everything fell apart. And my mental health went to shit. Like, my whole life went down. And it wasn't just because, like, oh, the money, the stream income, because I can do what I do without a building. My identity was shattered because I thought I was a creative. I thought that I was Muse the artist, but I'm Brittany Muse. And I had to remember and find out who Brittany Muse was. Again, outside of being a creative, outside of being a mom, outside of, because at this point in my life, there is nothing that can fill the void of not feeling complete and knowing who you are. And like I said, God had to strip me to the bare bones to get me to realize you are none of these things. And I've discovered quite a few things about myself. And I really, it's funny because like it's been who I've always been. But I was so distracted by trying to rush and get things that were ultimately not really mine to have. Like, when I realized that all of that was coming from an inner wounded place, I had to realize, whoa, let's step back. But like I said, everything is a journey. So in my fuck ups, I actually realized that art has been my perfect escape to helping me to explore myself and to find myself and to redefine myself. And that's the thing that I love to do the most. And I love doing it for myself. I love doing it for other people. And I just want to take you on the journey of that because that's a part of the, just the Muse Unfiltered energy. It's going to be a lot of transformations, a lot of just stories that are deep, but creatively put. And like, I'm just excited to share my journey with you guys and let you in on some of the behind the scenes of the shoots that I do with different clients or with myself, and just like the deeper underlying reasons behind some of these creations that I do, because whatever I create is never surface level. It's never just cuz. Like, makeup and creating art and all that stuff wasn't as fulfilling without the purpose behind it. And I had lost sight of the purpose, just trying to, make ends meet so I can keep this studio or just keep this certain image up that people expected of me. But when I had let go of all of that and started to really think back to who I am and what my purpose is that drives me any and every time, is to inspire people to express themselves so fiercely and to be myself and express myself so fiercely without any censorship, without people saying, no, you can't say that, you can't do that, you can't wear that, because I'm gonna do it. If anybody knows me, I'm gonna do it. And that is the thing that I had to remember. I don't need to water my shit down for anybody. I don't need to become what is popular, what's trendy, no. And so, in remembering that, it's brought me to this series that God told me to do. This is a God dream, and that's one thing I had to realize too. Everything that you do that you have an idea about has doesn't always mean that it's really for you. But thank you guys for watching and joining me on this journey. I'm super excited for what's to come. Stay tuned.